6 to 8 supply before you are even at your cap, just because you can train units so fast, while the other races, you know, they kind of go up steadily. So I've got a really interesting game so far. My opponent using all of his excess minerals on Hellions and all of his gas, which he needs to get these ghosts because they are so expensive. So he's going to be using these to snipe down quite a bit of units, going for a third expansion in the southern position. And I myself am going for a third expansion as well up here. A better decision might have been to take down these rocks and go for the high yield, especially because I am connected with the creep, and a lot of you guys have suggested it, and I love it. I love how good these overlords are when you are, you know, laying the creep down. So I will be starting to do that in all of my games when I remember to do it. Just lay creep everywhere outside of your base. Your units move much faster on that creep. Hydralisk Den, of course, is down because you saw those hydras and an infestation pit. I feel like with the fast Hellions and the high number of ghosts coming out, I might benefit from having infestors, unless he's able to get an EMP off. So that would be kind of shitty if he did get an EMP on those infestors. Where did my roaches go? There they are. There's my roaches. I've got one roach on this watchtower as well. He's moving out with a pretty sizable force, 4 marauders, 9 ghosts, and 20 hellions. But these hellions, of course, not effective against roaches at all. They only do 8 damage in that line of flame. I've got 6 hydras, 12 roaches, and 8 zerglings. So it looks like it's a pretty even fight. And I actually scout this with my overlord now. He does not know about this expansion yet. Let's check out his view. See, he does not see that. He just sees kind of the creep and my 2 bases. And he notices that I do find this expansion, so he can be prepared for some kind of assault on that base, perhaps. Infestor gathering up energy. It is at 80 energy right now. And I saw this force with my roach, and I was fearing some kind of attack, so I am massing up units right now. I'm not going to worry about drones because my saturation is very nice right now. Lots of excess larva to train units at will, and I'm even getting some drones at my 3rd expansion. So here he is, he's moving in. My overlord does spot this, and I've got some creep laid down, but he shoots him away with the ghosts. Looks like we're going to have a battle coming up, and I think he did snipe that. He might have sniped that. He cloaks the ghost, but bam! I get a beautiful fungal growth on those ghosts. It does reveal them, and they fall very quickly. So that was the main DPS of his army. He didn't even get a chance to snipe all the way, and I'm able to run this army away very easily on the creep with the fast speed. His hellions don't know where to go. They're going to try to get into my main, but that is not going to happen. I have too many units just kind of around the map. Snipes a lot of zerglings, or just flamethrowers them rather, and I don't want my infestor to get killed, so I'm kind of maneuvering him away. And finally, I do take out the last of his hellions, but a beautiful fungal growth just kind of started that whole fight in my advantage. His marauders didn't even, he had so few marauders, they didn't really have a chance to do a lot of DPS to my roaches. So that battle right there, you can kind of tell the game has swung in my favor. I have 3 bases to his 2 right now. He's actually getting a 4th, and I say 2 because I'm about to assault this base and take that out, and he just does not really have the forces to deal with this. This small army right here is no match for this Zerg army. And I just keep rallying the men onto my creep into this middle. A great position, especially if I were to put a man on the watchtower, there we go, to see every single base and protect them. I do see this line of SCVs coming up, and I think he has already explored. No, he has seen the creep of my expansion, so I don't know if he saw the actual expansion. But I sent in some links just to take care of these SCVs, but his planetary fortress is going to be kind of annoying, and take those out. Meanwhile, I have put up a spire at my main base. And this corruptor is going to have the sole job of corrupting this planetary fortress, so we'll see that real fast. But in the meantime, while that's being taken down, he is doing a Hellion drop, which I spotted with my roaches. He takes out 2 drones, 3 drones, 4, maybe 4 drones, but I do take out this planetary fortress because it was corrupted. It had no chance, it couldn't fight back. Meanwhile, he just does not have enough forces in the middle to try to defend this, so that expansion is down, and my expansion is becoming saturated with drones, so looking even better for me at this situation. We're about even on harvesters, but I do have an extra base, and I just need to take this one out, and I will, after I take this out, I will have an extra base rather. And he nukes this expansion. I did not see from where. It looks like it was just right on the ramp I'm not even going to bother trying to find it. I'm just moving the drones, and this nuke is going to do essentially nothing but stall my mining time. Notice against this planetary fortress, I'm actually focusing the, well, I thought I was focusing the SCVs, but I killed quite a bit of SCVs just around here, maybe about 10 SCVs, so that was able to slow the repairing enough, and so they did not repair it fast enough to prevent it from going down. And I'm sorry I missed the nuke animation, guys. You probably wanted to see that. Ghost trying to take out my queen, and it does. I do not have an overseer around. I was frantically struggling to find all my overseers during this game. Ghost goes down after taking out my queen, nuking a whole lot of nothing, really, and sniping a couple drones. So he is at 2 bases. I'm at 3 bases with map control and with heavy, heavy army control. He's actually got higher minerals and higher gas worth of army, but my composition is much better. A lot of that is invested into ghosts and also Hellions, so I'm still confident at this point because I am scouting the islands, and I have scouted these recently. And just notice all the dots on the screen. See the dot, overload, 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 overload. They are everywhere, spawning creep, and just keeping tabs on everything that's going on. I know exactly where his forces are. 3 infestors in the mix with my hydras and roaches. Try to get a nice fungal growth on his goats, and I need to bring an overseer to see the goats if they cloak. But the roach is doing a great job of tanking up the damage, and a great EMP by those goats, and now a cloak. I am able to get 1 fungal growth off. He missed one of them with the EMP, but my forces are just too strong for his men. My hydras are 2-1 upgraded, so the hydras and roaches very well upgraded and able to take out that Hellion Marauder force very handily. QXC now just shooting away at my hydras, which are light units. Goes to 11 bonus damage to light units with 1 upgrade, and I just couldn't find my overseer again. It was somewhere, but I just didn't have time to bring it, so I choose to get my hydras out of the battle. Meanwhile, he takes the high yield expansion, and I am going hive at this point. I was actually choosing to go ultras based on his unit composition, so one of the rare moments when ultras might have actually been useful rather than just pumping tons of roaches or tons of hydras, just because he's going so many small units. Ghosts, Hellions, and Marauders do pretty good against ultras, but they would soak up a lot of damage and let my hydras shoot away from the back. Could stand to have quite a few more drones at my expansion here, but I do have the map control. He's getting a lot of mules on this high yield, so let's just look at the income because of that. He has 2,700 minerals a minute because of those mules, and that is basically all that's the only place his income is coming from. I'm sorry. He actually has too many on there. He only needs 6, he has 8 on there, so that's kind of weird. Moving up to this small force, he does have a Raven right now. I don't know if he ever researches Hunter Seeker Missile. It's not that great of a spell if you do have micro, because any Zerg unit can run away from it, especially on the creep. Looks like another battle about to ensue here. He does get the EMP off on my infestors. None of them have energy, but again, I'm able to overrun him. Zergling's doing some damage and tanking some damage. Good composition of hydras and roaches. His entire army goes out, and I'm frantically, once again, getting my overseers down to take out these cloaked ghosts, and they fall in just a couple shots once I see them. This planetary fortress, I don't know if it's been spotted yet by me. No, I have not seen that planetary fortress yet. I just know he does not have this expansion, and also this expansion. He could have this and this, but his forces are just getting taken out around every turn. I have a lot more harvesters, a better economy at this point. The only thing keeping him in it is the mules on this high yield. So the upgrades are helping me as well. Marauder submarines coming in with Stimpack, trying to snipe those infestors. Only going to get 1, and I'm going to push in on the creep with my hydras and roaches. Nice micro by him, though. That Stimpack is just really great. He can even outrun units on that creep. And do I see this expansion yet? Yes, I do see the expansion with my overseer, and I'm going to bring in my trusty corruptor. He is back, all the way from earlier when I took out the base in the southern position. He has come back to corrupt this planetary fortress, but a nice tactic by him, flanking me from behind when I'm trying to take this out. I need to get my roaches in the front to try to dish out some damage and soak up the damage from his units, and just in time, about 10 more roaches coming in from the west, and he does GG. Once I take out his high yield, it is over for him. He cannot keep fighting back. So a very interesting ghost opening. I barely held off my main and my expansion after that early Hellion harass, and just with superior macro and micro combined, I was able to win this game. So thanks for watching, guys. You guys thought I was gonna lose, but I didn't. Yeah!